everybody, and welcome to episode 34 of, to put it bluntly, 34. Quite crazy when you think about it.
I'll be bold by
But
then.
anyway, what?
I said I'll be bold by then.
Yeah, it's not long. So for a couple of years,
Yeah,
two.
2. Yeah.
There you go. So episode 34, we have a guest that we will find out more about in detail quite later on. But first, how is everyone? How's everyone's week been?
Um, Good. Tired. Ready for a holiday. Centre Park's in next week with Taz and some family friends. Had a busy week.
No
Been to.
wife?
Oh yeah, and obviously the wife.
Well, we should
Um,
clarify.
just to clarify, yeah. So yeah, been busy. Been in and out of London for 2 events over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, just been busy. That's about it for me. I'll hand over to those of you that can sit. I always say can see. That sounds really bad coming from me, doesn't it? Especially the visually impaired person. Those of you that are watching on YouTube can see that we are joined by someone else as ever, and that is Julia. So we're gonna. Julia, how have you been?
Um, I am completely knackered, to be honest with you. We'll get into it, but I released a game and then went to Helsinki for a conference shortly
Oh my
after.
god.
So, I am simultaneously happy and exhausted, and my adrenaline is running high. I've started to catch up on sleep. I'm amazed I'm not sick. But yeah, so I'm doing great and also very tired and kind of manic. So I apologize if I go crazy on this podcast, but overall good. Like you, need a holiday. Center Parks is not in the immediate future, but I've got some, I'm gonna I'm planning to spend most of, December like on my sofa eating junk food and replaying my comfort
Good
games. So
plan.
it's on the horizon. I can feel
Yeah.
it.
So I came
That,
from.
that conference sounded good. I bet you were happy when it was finished.
Oh,
It's like, okay, so the Finnish puns, you can do so many Finnish puns, but also because it's Helsinki, they do the hell puns.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and like I do like, because it's a big goth, isn't it? So I do like a bit of a hell pun. So I think on my Instagram post I was like, I've been to hell and back again, and I'm developing a taste for it.
Yes.
And then it's quite tech bro-y slush. So you have to bear that in mind. Some of the puns are more my taste than others, but there was something on the like when you're entering the venue, it says still doubting Europe, go to hell with one L. And that is a rich text, man. It's a rich text. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought mine was bad.
It can always get worse.
Yeah.
It could go all the way down to hell. The bar is in hell.
Yeah. So what conference was it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's called Slush.
Slush.
Have you? Yeah.
It's like it's not gaming specific. It's like a general tech
okay,
one.
tech
But
one, yeah.
I was going with a bunch of games people. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, talking about December, right? It's my first year in the games industry, like as a whole, and I didn't realize how like everyone just it gets like December the 1st, and people are like, yeah, I'm off for like 6 weeks because the games industry doesn't. I'm like, what? It just switches off for a month, and people are like, yeah,
Yeah.
quite a lot of places will just shut down for like 3-4 weeks. I'm like, I used to work in hospitality where December you start on the 1st, you finished on the 1st of January, and you don't do anything but work for 31 days. So yeah.
Yeah, it's quite pressured if you have a release that's scheduled in November, because if you delay, you're fucked.
Yeah, because everyone's like, I want my month off kind of thing.
I have been feeling the pressure of this kind of calendar before, but I've experienced it in other industries. Like I used to be in media, and I've been in PR and on the journalist side, and they call August silly season because the journalists just fuck off. So you can't do PR because there's no press or public to relate
Why
with.
August?
So
Is it because
I don't know. It's just they have their holidays then. I don't know.
Six
And
weeks.
They have to look after their kids, maybe.
6 weeks holiday kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah, like, with all of these things, they always say, "Oh, you can't do anything in August. You can't do anything in December." It's not always that extreme, is it? But it is. It is such a thing, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. we've talked
Sorry.
about us. Oh no, what are you apologising for? Talk. That's the point.
Yeah.
We have, me and Cameron have probably spoken off already. People are pretty fed up of our voices after
Well,
44
we
episodes.
usually find out what people have been playing first.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's like we haven't done this for a while.
No, we haven't. I've been like, yeah, it's all my fault again.
It is.
See, he doesn't even hold back anymore. He's just like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What has everyone been playing? I'm trying to think. I am.
Start with you.
I'm still playing
'Cause it's probably the
Borderlands
least.
4. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still down a Borderlands 4 rabbit hole. Played Black Ops 7. Played about 5 games of it and was like, nah, deleted it. But yeah, so no, Borderlands 4 for me, still down that rabbit hole. What about
Julia?
Yep, I was about to pan. Yeah.
I mean, apart from my own game, which is
Yeah, I
like
mean,
one
you
of
know,
those-
yeah.
Well, it's like one of those things. It's like if you're a dev, you can see the hours that someone's played on Steam, and you've been play testing. You know, our game is like 2 hours long, and I think I'm approaching 100 hours, which is just just depressing. No, I love our game. I love our game. But you know, like QA and LQA is such a thing. But apart from that, I have been replaying when I get a moment my comfort game, well, one of my comfort games, which is the Ace Attorney series. They've got a new new port for Switch, updated localization, new UI, and yeah, Phoenix Wright, it just soothes me. So I've been replaying that, and it's exactly what I need.
Yeah, brilliant. So you just got all the platinums for it.
Amazing series. I think it's one of the reasons I'm a game dev, to be honest.
I think you're going to say a lawyer or something.
Yeah, just part-time lawyer. Yeah.
Being a lawyer, like, so I think maybe it like influenced me in like multiple ways. But
Yeah.
thank God I'm not a lawyer. Oh, I'd be a terrible lawyer.
I think
like
it's a better way of law
acting,
than
but-
ours. Like, you know, with the wigs and yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than just point to you. So, some of the characters in there as well. But what have I been playing? I've been playing quite a bit. So Football Manager came out to meh reception because of the new engine, which still, yeah, I'm still getting a bit used to. And it's supposed to be DLC from there, really. Indiana Jones and the Great
still to do
Circle
that.
did the DLC for that. House Flipper 2 and Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's, yeah, literally, and not much coming out now because, you know, everyone pisses off in December.
Except
So-
for our game, it's out.
Oh,
Play it.
maybe we'll include a cheeky link in the dump to the Steam page. But yeah, I think that's all I've really played. Not much. I did play Siberia Remastered for a review for Thumb Culture, which was interesting because the game graphics were all updated to like modern standards, but all the cutscenes were still from the original game, which was 2002. So it was like a weird before and after of, oh my god. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think we can chat for a bit now, Wobbs.
Yeah.
Let our guest speak.
So, I always make it sound really deep when I do the handover, but it's not. So, who is Julia? It's like, it sounds like such a philosophical question, but actually, we really just want to know who Julia is and like, what have you done?
Okay, well, I guess okay. My name is Julia Mascetti. I am, I guess, now a game developer. I just released our debut game for our small little micro studio. Our game is I Write Games Not Tragedies. It is a narrative-driven, vibes-based emo rhythm game.
Oh my god, I need to play this.
I would love it if you would. Let me know what you think. Although we can get into it, but I kind of I can do better in terms of accessibility, and I will get there. And I'd love to like talk with you guys later. Like I think our game's really good, but like so many lessons releasing your first game, and like certain accessibility things that I only really realized like after launching. So updates are in the works for that. But yeah, as for myself, what I did on that game, so I made that game with, there's two of us, my collaborator Vicky Wong, and I'm the writer of the game, and I did half the programming and game design. She's the artist, and she did the other half of the programming and game design. And yeah, it's just come out. We've got some wonderful publishers. They're called Yotsuba Interactive. They're Japanese and Swedish, and we're their first game as well, although they're very experienced in the industry in other areas. So it's kind of so many news, so many firsts, and it just came out in English on the 14th of November, and then it's going to come out in Japanese, traditional and simplified Chinese very, very soon. Yeah, so as of now, who's Julia? Julia is tired. Julia is tired, but Julia is also
So-
very happy and feeling relatively like, I think you guys know, like this industry, like doing a creative output like a game, even this game is only 2 hours long, it's short, but it's one of those things, it's like it takes so much from you, but it's also rewarding unlike almost anything else. And I'm quite recent to games. I didn't write a line of code until I was like 29, I think. And I've done other things, other creative projects, and I don't know, for me personally, like making a game, it just hits different.
It is definitely, like, obviously I've got experience. I did start my own indie studio, and it is quite rewarding when you record Steam and press publish, and then
Yeah.
just sit back and hopefully get success. Mine wasn't so successful, but that's okay. I'm over it. No, but seriously, yeah, it's a big achievement for releasing a game, and the fact is, we got in contact because I put a post out on the games industry Slack about looking for people who work with achievements, because as people know, and probably sick of me talking about, I like achievements, that's trophies, and
Yeah.
would like them to be more accessible. And Wobbles is smiling for some reason. I would like to know why.
I didn't know you were into achievements. Is that a thing?
No?
Like trophies? Yeah.
Yeah, Oh god. I did play one more thing, but I didn't. I'm not mentioning it. It doesn't deserve it. Maybe off air I'll talk about it. But so what was the original like idea behind the game? So when did it the
So can you
thought
just
go in your head?
repeat the name of the game for me?
I write games, not tragedies.
So I am an elder emo,
Yep.
and I still listen to every single song that I listened to at 16, like all of us.
Yep.
And I am so here for this game already, just because of the song name, the game name. It's
There's so many puns, mate. Like, as we were talking about achievements, look for the puns in the achievements. There's like,
Yeah,
honestly,
very
one
famous.
day I will think of a writing strategy that doesn't involve puns,
no,
but
it's
in the
got to be
meantime,
pun. Yeah, no. If you've
Yep.
gone with a name of a game that's I write games, not tragedies, you've got to have puns in there everywhere, because it's
Yeah. All developers out there, pun achievements,
yeah, we're
the
here for
best
them.
ones. Yeah.
So yeah, why game development? Because you've said you didn't touch code until you were 29, and like
yeah.
I work in games. I don't touch code. I wouldn't know how to open Unreal or like Unity.
But don't
Well, you
open
go on,
Unreal, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
you go on the application, click,
yeah, I
double
would.
click, and yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to start. I'd look at it and go, well, that's me done when I've like clicked it, and that's
I'm
it.
like that now, and
Yeah.
I used it.
So why like games? Were you a gamer as a child, or was it something that developed over years? Or
Yeah. I think, my story actually is, well, I don't actually think it's that unusual, especially for women. Like I was a gamer as a child, but in quite like a sort of casual way. Like I played Pokemon. I went to my like friend's house and watched them play PS1. Down the street. I played Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, all of those stuff. But I wasn't like super into it. My brother was. Um, and then like in like teenagehood and young adulthood, I think I lost touch with it completely. Like I was thinking about this, like probably between the ages of about 15 and say like 23. I think the only game I played was like Hateful Boyfriend. You know that one?
Yeah, no, yeah.
The pigeon dating sim. I remember like playing that with my mates at uni and dating pigeons. Honestly, I think it's a great game. I consider it an influence, frankly. So, but I barely gamed at all between about the ages of like 15 in my early 20s. Then I moved to Japan, and I was doing something completely different. I was I had like quite like I spent half of my 20s in Japan, and I had quite like a hot mess kind of time there. Like I was doing everything under the sun. I did English teaching, music teaching. My undergraduate degrees in music, so I was performing music. Did freelance writing, and then I ended up my last most sort of like grown-up job in Japan. I worked for an English language magazine. Not writing about games, nothing game related,
Yeah.
but I did get back into games in Japan, and I think, and not even back into, like, because I got more into games in Japan than I had been as a child, and the catalyst actually was I became quite unwell. I was like, yeah, I had a chronic health condition, and I was in and out of hospital a lot, and like I had a lot of, there's a lot of waiting and a lot of pain, and I felt that one of the things that could distract me more than anything else was games. And I said, like, right now I'm replaying the Phoenix Wright series. It was that, and also the Zero Escape series. And I think they're both Japanese games, and I think that was like part of it, because I was there. And like there's such comfort to me in that, like, time of need. And then I think that's when I was starting. It's like, oh, I'm a writer. I'd like to write my own game one day, and that's kind of when I started thinking about it. But even then, it took me, I would say, before I started seriously wanting to make games, like another like 6 years. Like I came back to the UK in 2019, did like marketing jobs for tech companies for a while, which was fine. It paid the bills. I met some financial goals, but it wasn't like my passion. And I think like a lot of people, COVID hit. I could also see the big 3-0 approaching, and like, you're sitting in your flat during lockdown, like, what do I really want to do with my life? And like an insane person, I decided I wanted to make games. So it still took a long time to get to this point, because by that point I was a grown up with a mortgage, and I can't just like retrain. But I like just like that. But I did a master's part-time in game design at Goldsmiths in London. And yeah, I did that part-time over 2 years, was still working. I was working in PR, and I graduated from that in September, October 2024. And actually, I write Games Not Tragedies, circling back to that finally. It started off as a student project. So I met my collaborator, Vicky, when we were both on the Masters. And originally we were in a play together. So it was like, she was directing a play, which was also about the emo subculture. And I acted in the play as an emo teenage boy. But we found from that experience, even though, because she's Vicky's so multi-talented. We're obviously on the same Games Masters, but she's also like into theatre. So she was directing this play in her spare time. It was in this tiny theatre in Camden. And I acted as an emo teenage boy in this play, and then we realised, hey, we like each other, we have some shared interests, and we were like, hey, shall we make a game together for our final project? And we did. And then after we graduated, we wanted to keep our final project going, so we kept like we took the game to like festivals, and at Taipei Game Show, which is one of the festivals we took it to, we got scouted. I guess scouted, it sounds so professional. We met I wasn't there. Vicky met our like soon-to-be publishers. And yeah, the rest is history. Since then, we've been working on extending the game and bringing it to launch. And that's it. I realize like that's quite a roundabout thing to get to this point. But you asked from the childhood, so I gave the full story.
No, that's what we like.
Yeah.
Have you? I'm gonna ask that stupid question because I know the answer. Have you always been an emo, or in that alternative?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a phase, is it?
It's not a phase,
It's not a phase.
So this is like this is actually a deeper question you think, because like honestly, like I'm a goth, not an emo.
Okay.
Which is a distinction that as a teenager would have been very, very deeply important to me. And I would say, I'm still goth. But obviously, like, I think I'm waiting for people to come for me to criticize the game, because sometimes we sort of collapse emo and goth a bit. I was speaking to a guy last night messaging, and he was like, actually, MCR are goth rock, not emo, and Midwest emo is the real emo. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I do understand, but the game is
it's a game.
you
Come
know,
on, it's a
yeah,
game.
it's a
Yeah.
game. It's a game. It's about we always say it's about emo and goth subcultures, and there's experiences that are sort of like common to both of these subcultures, like the characters go to Camden together, and there's also like the sort of dark aesthetics. But yeah, so they do have a lot in common. Like you see, like I've been to a lot of goth nights, and like you see emos there and vice versa. But yeah, I'm goth till I die, baby. Like, even I had blonde hair a couple of years ago. I had like a 18. I usually had dark hair, but I had an 18th month Taylor Swift cosplay, and I was still goth in my soul. Like, it's not a phase.
Yeah, my wife is she went for a phase of being like, I can't be like emo anymore. I can't be like alternative. I'm like, why not? And we when we've moved, she's emptied out a wardrobe, and I've gone, oh, we're going back to black, are we then? And she was like, shut up.
It always comes back. I will say, I think there's an interesting conversation to be had here, because so goth is always, as a subculture, like like you've always seen, well, at least since I've been involved, you see older goths. It's very easy to be a goth in your 50s and beyond. It kind of works.
Yeah.
Even elder emo is like a different vibe, I think. Like, because I think that more has a connotations with youthfulness. But then again, I do see people who are in their 30s and beyond identifying as emos, not
So
necessarily
I
even
still tell
elder emos.
people
So
I'm a 32-year-old skater boy because I still wear
nice.
all of the brands
Yeah.
and listen to the same music. And yeah,
Yeah.
people are like, you just dress because you want to look young. I'm like, no, I dress because I'm comfortable in it and I won't ever change.
Well, you do kind of look young.
I'm going to be 60 years old wearing DC still, and I'm like, I'm here for it now. I don't care.
Yeah, to go grey because it'll be easier to dye my hair purple when it happens.
Yeah,
Honestly.
exactly.
Like, and I think our generation, millennials. I mean, people say like, oh, they don't know how to grow up. But honestly, this is what we've got, right? Like, I'm a grown up. I make my own money. I can,
Yeah.
dress how I want and do what I want. And it's like, if it brings joy in life, it brings joy in life. Be in touch with your inner child. Heal yourself. Come on, like
Yeah.
it's all good.
So, what made you go down this route for a game? I know you did it at university, and
Yeah.
why concentrating on like the genre? Because you said, did you say it's music? It's rhythm games.
Yeah, it's like primarily story driven.
Yeah.
And that's like, that's I guess mostly like my influences and my fault, but Vicky's as well. Like I always wanted to write narrative games. As I said, like Japanese narrative games like Phoenix Wright, Zero Escape, really strong influences for me. I also love, like Disco Elysium. Like I'm a pretentious wordsy person. Like some people, like I remember some people when we've been playtesting, people have said this is too much text. I don't want to read so much text, and I'm like, baby, not our audience then.
Yeah.
Like I like that's just that's kind of like that's what we wanted to do, and like how I roll. As for the music elements, again, I think that's coming from the way we met, Vicky and I, because we were in this play together, and she's very theatrical, and I had a background in music, so we wanted to have these rhythm music elements in the game. And what I like about our rhythm levels is that they're not just like random rhythm levels, they're kind of like integrated into the narrative as well. Like, so when you're hitting the lyrics to the beat, you're hitting the lyrics, not just random beats and things like that. So it's like what we've tried to do, and it's hard, and it's our first game, and I don't know if we pull it off perfectly, but what we've tried to do is integrate rhythm and narrative. So
Yeah, it's definitely a hard thing to do. I mean, it's out there now, so the proof will be
I
in
am.
the pudding. Which
Yeah,
so far
you've
it's
probably got
good,
at least
but
one customer.
Yeah, I am
That's it.
100%. But the moment you said the name, I was like buying it because
Yeah.
it's right up my street by the sounds of it.
yeah.
Just and yeah.
So if we were to pick two games that are combined to make you a game, what would you say it'd be?
Ooh.
My God. So there is a game that's kind of like ours, and to my shame, I haven't finished it. but I've heard it's good. It's called After Love EP.
I've
And
heard, yeah, I've heard of it as well.
yeah, I've downloaded it, but I haven't finished it because it feels a bit too much like work.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And also, like, yeah. So that game is, to what I understand, it's about grief, and it's basically, I think the setup is, the protagonist, his girlfriend has died, and he's dealing with that, but he's in a band and he wants to start making music. So it's got overcoming a personal struggle, and with integrated into music in the narrative and in they have rhythm game mechanics. I think that's quite similar. The aesthetically, it's very different. Like, that's from Indonesia, and so it's set there, which I think is super cool. And it's kind of, yeah, the art style is very, very different to ours. But I think I see a lot of parallels there, because something I haven't mentioned yet is another topic of our game is substance abuse and mental health. So the narrative of the game, it's like a coming of age story, and the character from, so it really is an elder emo game. You are exactly our audience. It's the narrative goes from 2009 to 2024, and the character ages throughout that time, and he has some struggles with mental health, substance abuse, and also coming to terms with his sexuality. So even though the struggles are quite different from After Love EP, which I think, again, I haven't finished it, it's mostly about grief. I think that the parallels of music as a way to overcome personal struggle and integrating that into the mechanics, it seems quite similar to me. As for other games, I'm drawing a blank, but like, yeah, I think for other things you might like our game if. I think, yeah, if you like visual novels, there's also a romance element to the game. It's not a romance game, but there is a love interest there. So if you like those, like visual novels, particularly otome games, you might find something to enjoy here. Also pretentious shit about drinking and drugs, like Disco Elysium. So yeah, if you like otome games or Disco Elysium, you might enjoy our game too.
I'm going to touch on the, like, I know you said you've had a chronic illness and things. How have you
Yeah.
how have you like balanced, because both me and Cameron have got disabilities, and balancing
Yeah.
the game, work in the games industry and life? How have you found that? Because obviously you transitioned from quite a different like area to that. How have you transitioned that with your disability kind of thing?
Yeah, so luckily the condition that I was diagnosed with in Japan, is quite well managed now. So to tell the truth, it doesn't affect my life much anymore, which, is something I'm thankful for every day, but should be even more thankful for. And like, I also, to tell you the truth, it's quite a marginalised condition, because it affects mostly women, and I was extremely lucky to be able to access the healthcare that I could. I think many women do not recover as well as I have. Also, it hit me quite young. So yeah, that's very well managed, and luckily it doesn't affect my life too much anymore. However, that being said, I am also neurodiverse. So that can lead to difficulties sometimes. Though, to be perfectly honest, one of the reasons I transitioned into games and also learned to program is because I actually, and this might seem insane to you, but we were saying earlier that it can always get worse. I think the games industry is actually friendlier to neurodiverse people than some of the other industries I've worked in. And also I think, okay, this is slightly, to put it bluntly.
She said it. She said it.
Yay! We're going way mainstream. People are saying it.
So, to put it bluntly, I think that being a programmer gives you an excuse for being a bit weird. Like, it's kind of like there's like a lot of, like slightly socially awkward, slightly, hyperlogical people working in programming spaces. I noticed, like, there was a time recently when I was working on my deadlines, and I think, and I was showing up quite weird, I was sort of, going to the local shop at 2 a.m. to buy crisps and whatever. I think my
as we, yeah,
As you do.
neighbors were
as you
looking at
do.
me weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you do. Like I was looking like a crazy woman, and my neighbors were looking at me weirdly, I think. And then I was like chatting to one of them, and like we got to the sort of like what do you do conversation, and she found out that I was a programmer. And then I think she just relaxed around me. She's like, "Oh, she's a programmer.
Yeah,
That's why."
yeah. So
Oh, that's why she's going out to get
That's why
I
crisps at 2 in the
remember one of
morning.
my first face-to-face experience with a group of like game devs, and I'd worked like virtually with them and stuff during COVID and things. And we met face to face, and we sat in an office, and there was like four of them and me and one other like content creator, and we would talk about a specific game. And they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're going to do the talking because we don't talk." And I just laughed and went, "Yeah, I didn't expect you to. You're programmers." And you could just see the relief kind of go, "Oh, because yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, we I know this is kind of what you guys do. You don't talk, you program." And it's so true. It's a bit like stereotypical, but yeah, no, can't disagree with you, and I'm pretty certain 90% of programmers wouldn't disagree with you.
So that
So,
as to why I'm here. I mean, it's a sort
Yeah,
of perverse logic, and it's like, I guess maybe it's like sort of. Also, the other thing is, I just enjoy this. I just enjoy this. Even when I hate it, I enjoy it. I'm passionate about it, and for a neurodiverse person, it's easier to dedicate lots and lots of time to something if you
actually,
actually like it.
I worked in two
yeah.
industries before that I wasn't. One, I was unhealthily dedicated to for unknown
Mhm.
reasons, and then secondly, I just wasn't dedicated enough, and then now I've fallen into a happy medium where I'm dedicated enough, and yeah, I know what
But
you
you can
mean.
switch off as well, yeah.
Yeah, but you can still switch off. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I originally got in contact with because I was talking about people who've thinged achievements in games. And then we had a little discussion, and you sent some of your achievement names over to me,
Oh,
which
please
and
list
the
them.
art as well, which we will share a link to the achievements in the dump. So we got Elder Emo, which we've touched on a couple of times, I think. Do you want me to say like what the requirements are, or do you want me to just read the
Just
achievement
read the
names? 'Cause
names and
yeah, I can say
Can you read the? You can read the. I'm happy for you to read the requirements if they are public, because So I think I sent you the full list, but some of the achievements are hidden. So there's a few
yeah,
spoilery ones.
yeah. So any of some spoilery I want to touch on. I'll just say the name of it.
Okay.
Painted it black. We got main character energy. Put the lead in lead guitar.
yes,
Rocksteady rockstar. I like that one.
I like that one.
It's okay to be boring. Chopsticks tutor. Baby bat. I mean, and the art as well. The art is really good because I'm one of them people. It's like I've talked to Wobbles about it. But FC, who for some reason have got placeholder art for the trophy icon on PlayStation 5, and it's
Man.
just the ugliest like trophy.png ever. So you can tell, and some people they just literally go, right, game logo, bang, on all of them. But I appreciate it when companies do like nice art, and this art is really nice.
I,
Especially, I like the chopstick one. The chopstick one's really nice.
I'm,
Thank you.
yeah,
I'll pass that on to Vicky, or she's probably listening. So well done on the achievement icons, Vicky. She did
it's
those in like a day. She did them in like a day. She's so quick and so like gifted. But yeah, I think like obviously, look, I don't want to claim to be an expert again. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is my first game. I've only before I made this game, I've only had like one other job in the games industry, and it was like a 3-month contract. So I'm still a baby dev. I'm a baby bat, as it were. I'm still learning. But like, I think so because it's a narrative game. Like I don't want to sort of give the sort of like the gamer bros fuel for the fire, but it is true that in narrative games there is like slightly less gameplay. So I think for that, like achievements are really important. To sort of like make the player feel like involved and that their choices matter, which they do. Also we have like multiple endings, so obviously there's an achievement for different endings.
Yeah.
And yeah, you missed out my favorite pun, the one I'm really proud of. We've got an achievement called it's not really a pun, but it's called Essex is for lovers. which is like meant to be a play on the song like Ohio is for lovers. And it's the game is like, we don't say specifically where the game is set, but in my mind it is set in a fictional town in Essex, which is where I grew up. So I kind of wanted to give a little Easter egg and a nod to my estuary brethren in there.
Oh, it's I love this. All of it. It's great. How long did it take you to make? Because I know you said.
Yeah. Well, it so it was originally a student project. So for a graduation show, the first iteration was like 20-30 minutes long, and that was between like summer autumn 2024, so that a few months.
Okay.
Then we sort of, for the next year, it was, I guess, a year technically after that, but like in fits and starts, because we both had, well, at different times we both had day jobs, both had other things going on, and then we had periods where we weren't, like, just straight after we finished our masters. Vicky actually moved back to Hong Kong, where she's from, and I was, I don't know, just tired, I guess, and we weren't sure the next step of the game. But then obviously we started taking it to shows. We took it to the monumental one was, we took it to Taipei Game Show in, I think it was January 2025. And that was like very pivotal because we got media coverage from the game.
Wow.
And that's so, yeah, I don't
slept?
Even me.
Yeah, no. I was about to say no. I was expecting to go. Yeah, we kind of started it in 2023. Couple of years. No, we started it a year ago and shipped it. Like, yeah.
It is only, depending on your reading speed, it's like, and this was something like I didn't even know, because like if you read it fast, you can complete it in less than 2 hours. And I think like people can refund if they spend less than 2 hours on a game. So I'm like, please don't finish our game and then refund us.
If someone does that, I'm going to call them out. You're an arsehole if you do that. I will say it for you. If anyone's listening has done that, you're an arsehole.
It depends on the game, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we really, really piss you off and upset you, you can refund it. But like, you know,
I just mean in general, like if the game is like actually not a Eurogame, like, but if a game's actually crap, like just.
Oh yeah, no, I'm on about their game
like
specifically.
6-7 Simulator or something, and you've played it for 20 minutes, got all the Steve achievements, and you're like, yeah, I feel dirty.
So
I think like now a year and a bit, but not full time, in fits and starts. It's ongoing. We've got like things planned. Like I was saying, I want to put more accessibility features in the game, and like maybe do another rhythm level. So that's something that I also realized is like, because I've been in other creative industries before, and sometimes launch date is the end. Like, whereas games, it's like ongoing, which is good in a way, because if if your launch goes poorly, you still like have things you can do, but also it's like, okay, yeah, this is forever. Well, not forever, but I mean, and it's lucky I like my game. Let's put it that way. It's lucky that this is a project I actually enjoy spending time with, because I will be spending time with it for some time to come. So yeah.
Hey, we've had you chat for a little while now. I'm gonna kind of always ask, what's next for Julia, and what's next for I Write Games Not Tragedies? Then I feel like you need to sleep. That's
I'm gonna finish replaying Phoenix Wright. And also, there's so many games I want to play. Like, there's so many things I haven't finished. Like, I played. Have you guys? You must have played Expedition 33.
No, it's on my shelf.
It's on we're on a hit list for this, I think, because I loaded it up and I've watched videos of it and I couldn't see it, unfortunately. Certain elements of it, so I am kind of a bit on the shelf because I really want to play it. But if I get hooked and can't sink hours into it because it will give me eye strain or headaches, I'll be really peed off. So I'm like 80% looking at it at the minute, going, I'll just download it and then don't want to get disappointed too much, because if it is as good as everyone claims, I'll get hooked and then But Cameron's got no excuse, so I'm just going to chuck him straight under the bus.
Yeah. To the backlog.
with you, mate. Like, because it's literally, this game is like made for me. Like, it's narrative driven. It's like a JRPG. Like and I played like, well, I won't spoil, but I played like 70%. And then I got busy with our deadlines, and also like I got stressed with our deadlines, and like this is not a spoiler. The plot of Expedition 33 is quite sad, and I just don't have the emotional wherewithal to finish it, even though I really want to. So this winter I'm going to sleep and play lots of games. As for what's next in my life, for I write Games Not Tragedies I mean, by the time this is out, it will, unless something's gone really wrong, our Japanese and Chinese versions of the game will be out, which is really exciting.
wow.
I will also want to work on some accessibility features to put into the game. So, like, I think for the next couple of months, I write Games Not Tragedies is going to have like a few like the updates, and it's kind of like ongoing. As for myself, it's quite interesting because I own the studio. I've registered the company and stuff, and I've been on like these programs and stuff. I know actually Tara spoke about it in one of your previous podcast episodes, like UK Games Fund, and like I've been on. It's one of the things that the government does do as part of its plan to support games is like there's a program in London called Game Changer, which is for underrepresented games founders. And I'm on that program, and that's why I was in Slush last week in Helsinki. And one of the things it tries to teach us to do is teach us how to raise investment for studios. So I am looking into seeing if I can get investment in my company, and also looking ahead to the next project, like pitching to publishers, seeing if I can pitch the next one. But also, I'm also, to be, let's put it bluntly, I'm also, applying for jobs like programming and narrative design jobs, because God, like, founding a company, and I've got funding. I've been on the UK Games Fund Transfuser program. I've got grants. So like, I've done all right. Like, not just in terms of making the games, but like in terms of, but like, I kind of accidentally became a full-time or almost full-time founder, because another thing that happened this year is at the beginning of the year I had a job, a day job, like 4 days a week, not in games, for a tech company. But, and I won't go into the details, but I accepted voluntary redundancy for that job in April this year. And so I went from this game, I wrote Games Not Tragedies, and my studio being like a side business, to it suddenly being like the only thing I had going on. So when you ask like how I slept, it's like, well, do you know what? Being made redundant is actually a very good motivator to take something seriously. And it's like so that's why I've been on grants and applying for grants and programs and stuff like that, and it's been great. But it is also difficult, like financially, like making grants and redundancy settlements, and the odd bit of freelancing and stuff, like making that like financially, like making that stretch out long enough so I can pay my mortgage. And also just it can be lonely. Like, obviously I'm making the game with people. I have Vicky and I have a publisher, and that's great, but Vicky and I are both new to this. Our publishers are also, although they've got experience in other ends of the industry, new to this, and we're all a fully remote team. And I sometimes crave having colleagues, like in programming, like I'm still new to this, and like when something goes wrong programming wise, it's just us. Like, it's just we have to figure it out. So the idea of like, I know like working at a studio isn't all like rainbows and butterflies. So, but the idea of working at a studio and like having like a senior engineer that I can go ask questions to, like that sounds beautiful. So I'm at a crossroads, lads, to be honest. Like, I'm applying for investment, I'm pitching to publishers, I'm also applying for jobs, I'm looking into freelancing. Maybe I will, pack my bags and run to the hills. No, I want to stay in games. But look, and it's rough out there for all of us. So honestly, I think of all the opportunities I'm like putting myself forward to for, it will be what sticks. is what's next.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
is the honest
So
answer.
no, I
Yeah.
totally understand that. Went through the same kind of thing a few years ago myself with the Wobbly Gamer,
Yeah.
and now work for a studio myself and things like that. So yeah, I totally
Yeah,
understand
I
that.
think you regret. I think you regret the wanting colleagues part though. You are
Yeah.
relentlessly bullied as a junior.
No. But yeah,
It's all a
no.
jest.
I
Should say
think
there's no workplace harassment at many cat studios.
yeah, just to clarify that exclamation mark legal. Just to like end that, I love just the story, the name of the game. Every time you say it, I smile, and like I will be playing it. That's like 1,000,000% gonna happen. Just because I think it sounds right up my street with the like name of the game, the style, and yeah. So thank you for sitting like telling your story. That's not the end of you, unfortunately. We are going to drag you back in a minute and discuss this week's gaming news with patch notes, and then we've got gaming 101. But yeah, no. So the link to the game will be in the dump, and
Yep.
please go and download it and give it a go. I'm going to share it with some people that are very much probably going to enjoy that game as well. So please, if you are listening, go and find out about it. It's I write games, not tragedies. But again, Cameron will put everything in the dump. And we will be back in a couple of moments with this week's patch notes. I'll hit recording because then it's easier for you to pay. Hello everybody and welcome back after that small interlude. We are rehydrated and ready to talk some more. We are here with this week's patch notes where we talk about the highs, the lows, the lefts and the rights in the world of video games. I'm going to start us off this week. I was going to talk about the Xbox partner preview, but actually you can go and watch an hour-long rant of me on the live reaction if you would like.
Yeah, we started doing occasional streams, no?
So yeah, keep an eye on the Wobbly Gamer Twitch account because we'll occasionally throw up a, to put it bluntly, stream. But as all of you know, I never deny it. I am a AAA fanboy. It's what I grew up playing, and I won't ever deny it. It's what I've played and what I love playing, and Assassin's Creed was one of them titles that I played and still play now and love. And there is very, 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 very big leaks pointing towards a Black Flag remaster / remake.
Yep.
So I am very excited for that. It's rumoured to be between now and April, March time. They said people are saying
fiscal year.
Yeah, people are saying by the end of the fiscal year, so within the next 4 months. And yeah, I just want to be a pirate. I think that's what life comes down to, right? Drinking rum all day and being a pirate. What else can go wrong?
You can do that. You can do that in general.
Yeah, but people frown upon that when you
With
turn up to
an eye
work.
patch as well.
Yeah.
It wouldn't affect it much, you know.
So yeah, I was quite excited to see that. It's not quite up there with the Oblivion level of excitement, but I will be definitely playing that and being a pirate on stream, I think.
It was, that was the first game I played my PS4 launched because I had it on launch day PS4. And I remember taking screenshots and showing people in school. That's how long ago it was. I was in school.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
What? I don't want to know how old I was when that was out because I feel really old.
Yeah, so it was the first game I played my PS4. So yeah, I look forward to it. Welsh pirate as well. Can't go wrong with a Welsh lead in a game. It's not many, but you know.
I still know the PR video, like voice lines. I'm not going to do them, but yeah, I still know the PR video, like the main video release lines of where they just like it tells you who the character is. But I'm not going to do them because me and my best friend shout them at each other occasionally because that's what you do, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, Mathew, you may have autism.
What, me? Who would have known? So yeah, Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake is what I'm bringing to the table this week because I'm a little bit excited. We are going to hand over to Julia because we're going to talk about another game release that we've discussed about. So, when did your game release, Julia? I think that's what we're discussing, right?
Released. Yes. That is, I'm cheating. My news story is that on the 14th of November, 2025, this incredible emo narrative rhythm game, I Write Games Not Tragedies, was released. Coincidentally, this like unknown random game, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, was also released on 14th of November 2025. But I mean,
who wants to play that?
I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of that.
There's
You?
like
I mean,
there's like 20 of them out already. They're not original. Play something new and original. That's what you want to be doing these days.
yeah. So that's my my news story. It's kind of quite funny because it's like when you are looking to release an indie game, you will look at like see what's coming out, and like see if there's like any clashes or anything. But like the scale is just so different, and also like the audience is so different. It's like Call of Duty Black Ops 7 just that doesn't impact any decisions. Although like I sometimes I can have time for Call of Duty occasionally. Like it's not the worst series in the world. I mean, problematic, but yeah. So yeah, the news story for me is that my game was out that day on the same day as Call of Duty, and also I think the 14th of November is Equal Pay Day. Do you guys know about that?
Ooh.
No.
Like Equal Pay Day is in the UK the day that the gender pay
Oh, I
gap.
think that's
Yeah. So it's the day that if like women were working, like they would like wait no. So yeah, if women were working, they would stop working to like earn the same as men. If that makes sense. So lots of things happened on 14th of November. It was a busy day all around.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely worth doing to check out that game though. Just saying.
You've got at least one purchase.
During our small break, I definitely didn't run into the bedroom and go to my wife. Oh my god, the lady we're chatting to has made a game, and it's called I Write Games Not Tragedies, and she just straight away laughed and went, "That's amazing," because it doesn't need an explanation if you are of a certain generation and a certain
mindset.
Yeah.
The generation things, what's interesting is so I think we are all of an age, millennials. My collaborator Vicky, she's a lot younger. She's in her mid-20s, so she's also from Hong Kong, and she's Generation Z. So she does not have when you guys play the game, you'll play it and you'll cringe and be like, oh, I had an experience like this takes me back. But for Vicky, she for her, British emo is almost like a historical study. Like she's really
Don't
interested.
say that. That makes me feel really old.
But isn't that interesting though? It's like we came at it from completely different ways. Like I'm writing. It's not autobiographical, but I am writing my history, and she's exploring an interest. And I hope because we've come together in this like multi-generational way that like it will be like we've made something that like people of different ages can enjoy.
No, I say
because I think Hong Kong we give Hong Kong back to China in '97, I think. So yeah, she wouldn't have even been born.
Yeah. She was born after that, so yeah.
Yeah. That's very interesting. I mean, we've had a story about pirates, about Call of Duty,
emos,
and now fans believe Homer Simpson's nipples point to Fortnite policy change.
Okay.
Can we rewind that?
Yeah. Okay. Fans believe that Homer Simpson's nipples point to Fortnite policy change. So, Fortnite players got their first glimpse of something never seen in the game before: nipples. Specifically, Homer Simpson's nipples, and big ones too at that. While never publicly stated, Epic Games has seemingly mandated that this game should be nippleless.
Nippleless, yeah.
Yeah. The apparent rule was apparently all the way back in 2019 when a Travis Scott concert came out, and his in-game skin both showed the rapper with a smooth, nip-free chest. Yep, no nipples on Travis Scott in the accompanied image.
Oh my god, yeah.
Other people, Kratos, Aang from Avatar, John Cena, Goku,
none
Drax,
of them have got
the Hulk.
nipples. They've not wearing tops, but none of them have got nipples. Oh my god, yeah. So now Homer's got...
So the upcoming photo model will feature a giant-sized version of Homer wearing just his pants, with everything else on show. Well, not everything else on show because he's wearing pants, thank God. His nipples are on show.
There's no reference point for that either, because I don't think you see him naked in The Simpsons, because that would be weird. But
yeah, well, there's probably some art out there of Homer Simpson naked that I do not want to see, and I would not wish on my worst enemy. But yeah, so apparently Fortnite
A really
free in the nipple.
free in the nipple.
Yeah. That's
It's
it.
Fortnite.
Yeah, good on Fortnite, right? I don't know where to go from that because that's not what I was
Yeah.
expecting you to bring to the table this week. Free the
I
nipple.
You know
also
me, I like the surprise.
Free the nipple, I think, is a good way
Yeah.
to end that segment.
And now we go on to a very, very cool section called Hard
Yes.
Reset. Hard Reset Wobbles, just in case you forgot the name, which I think you have, as you haven't mentioned it once.
Yep, I keep calling it. I just want to call it Vault 101, but we might get
Yeah.
like
Yeah, we might
get a
we
letter.
might get sued. I can't get sued. Not again.
What have we had so far?
Text size,
Small text
obviously.
size.
Achievements, and that wasn't me.
No, that wasn't you.
How
was
dare
you.
they?
What was
Joe was the inaccessibility of testing
Yep.
when it started. Ian was text size.
Yeah.
Tobias. Ooh.
I can't remember. Was it bad? I want to say it was bad voice acting, but it wasn't, was it?
Don't worry, everyone.
Yeah. So
we have a list,
we've got a list.
and at the end of the series, we'll do a tournament style bracket, and whichever wins wins.
Yeah. But
So now it's time for Hard Reset.
so Julia, what will you be chucking in the bluntly bin?
I will be chucking a fictional book about game dev called Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. Or actually, no, sorry, I got the ands wrong. It's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow right into the bad room.
Ooh.
That may have a number or not.
Yeah.
It's
Somewhere.
going right in.
So it's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. It's written by Gabriella Zevin.
Yes. It's if you live in the UK, you've seen this book in Waterstones. I just flew back from Helsinki. It's all over the airport thing. You've seen the cover everywhere. I think it's won awards. It's sold very, very well. Yeah, I have many problems with this book. But like I read books I hate all the time. That's fine. What gets to me with this book? I don't even hate it as much as some other books, right? But it's a book about
Oh god,
game
they make a game. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the plot on Wiki.
No. You Google because this is a rich text.
I didn't
People
Google at all because I
presume-
wanted to hear. Yeah.
People presume because of who I am and also because of certain things about the book that I'm going to love this book, and I do not love this book. So it's really good that I'm finally on a podcast talking about this because maybe I can stop talking about it in the pub with my friends. A lot of my mates are like Oxbridge educated publisher girlies, and they're like, "Oh, have you read Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow? You love that book?" And I'm like, "Babe,
Chuck your wine
No,
glass over
not
them
my
and just storm out. Yeah.
like." So I can stop losing friends and influencing people in overpriced wine bars, and now talk about my feelings about this book on the podcast because I have many problems with it. I have notes. So yeah, have either of you read this book?
No, but the plot is Matt. Sadie comes pregnant.
Come on,
with...
read the plot. I'm
It's
researched
Matt.
it.
So it's not like I'm just scrolling through it, like picking up, like I'm ADHD reading it. So just picking up words. Sadie pregnant with her and Marx's child.
Spoilers,
Sorry. It's really. I'm gonna say this because my wife had it, but it sounds really cliche because it's like Sadie suffers from postpartum depression, and it just all sounds like really quite. Marx then died. What?
No, okay.
Right, crack on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, okay, I will say that particular thing did shock me as a plot point, so I didn't see it coming. So that's a spoiler. Okay, I'll do a non-spoilery synopsis of the book Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Basically, it's set in the early 2000s. And there are two friends with this kind of like complicated friendship because they're from different social classes, and one of them goes through something traumatic. And they start making a game together, and then another friend joins them, and they're very young. They're like early 20s, and it's the 2000s, and they make this internationally successful video game. And it's basically the book is about their experiences as game developers. A lot happens, it's okay. Are you ready for me to go through my problems I have with this book? Because I have some silly
It
problems.
sounds like you're ready to burst.
I am. The first is the cover. Now, the cover is aesthetically quite good. You will see it is, the Great Wave. It's a Japan-inspired cover. Why is it a Japan-inspired cover? This is Japan baiting. My partner is Japanese. I lived in Japan for 4 years. And the Japan baiting of this cover annoys me because this book is not about Japan at all. They're just putting in like this Japanese vibe into the cover because it looks cool. It's not like quite cultural appropriation, but it's, it's sort of like cultural appropriation-y, and it's also just, like from a literary perspective, inaccurate. Because like if you had read the book, this wave barely features. The book is not about Japan. One of the characters is half Japanese, but like that's not like important to the plot really.
Yeah.
Why Japan baiting, blatant Japan baiting, and I know that authors do not pick book covers, so I understand that. I'm sure that this cover helped the book sell well, and I hate that something I find slightly problematic probably is one of the things that helped this book sell well. Anyway, okay, cover wrong. If you've read it, then I won't spoil, but I say you wanted a sort of like a classic reference on the cover, you should have done Shakespeare, The Ghost of Banquo. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, done. So that's my first
Wobbles just looks like overwhelmed.
I'm so here for this. No, it's great. This is the whole point of this, is for people to just go ham on something, and I'm fully here for it.
Yeah.
A lot of people like this book. I also like problematic things. I like romantasy books. That's problematic. Okay, if you can like this book, it's fine. And there's things I do like about this book. I think some people do criticize the writing style, saying it's quite like YA-y for a book that's for adults. I actually think that's fine. I think the writing is good on the prose level. I think the characterization is adequate. So there's good things about this book. However, bad things about this book. Tech-wise, it is inaccurate to the time. They talk about, like making the process of game dev, and the things that they are describing games being able to do in the early 2000s, particularly with, just like 2 or 3 people working on the games, I don't think they are possible. They describe this game engine that they make with like really like accurate like blood, and I was kind of like in the 2000s, it shows blood like beautifully accurately, and this is meant to be like unusual for the time, but like I was like reading the descriptions, and then my boyfriend got his GameCube out, and he was replaying some old games, and I'd just been reading this book, and I was just thinking, like, this isn't accurate. Games weren't as good in like the 2000s as they're saying. Also, like the thing that I've been thinking about recently, like I think it's quite clear that the author has no technical experience. And by the way, this thing, I would have let her off for this sort of like game engine inaccuracy business, but because I thought like she was like a Generation Z novelist, and like so I was like, okay, well she wasn't born then. No, she's born in like the 80s, I think. So she was around then, so she should know. But I think clearly she doesn't have any technical experience. She also, there's this line where she said, and this is just a small thing, she said that they coded until their fingers bleed. Now, in the last month, I myself have coded for 17 hours a day. Do I recommend that? No. Does that come with health problems? Yes. Is fingers bleeding one of them? No. Why would your fingers bleed from coding too much? That's not how coding works. So yeah, I think like it's quite clear that the novelist doesn't have any experience of game dev herself, and maybe the researchers and fact checkers, if they had them, also weren't quite doing their due diligence.
Sorry to interrupt
sorry,
you in the
you
middle of your amazing spiel. There may be a reason why the fingers bled.
Okay.
She had a Razer keyboard.
I think she's going to throw that.
Yeah.
If she could throw the coffee over you, Cam, I really do think she would.
Yeah.
Can you use a razor keyboard?
A razor keyboard, yeah.
The
What's
brand
that?
razor, like the joke, right? That's what I've got. I'm holding a razor keyboard for those currently listening to the podcast because I use razor keyboards. Do you
Sorry,
get it
I
now?
actually-
I see myself.
Now? Yeah.
Like,
Hey! No, I had this like neurodivergent like delay. You said
yeah,
that.
I know
Was
exactly. It happens to me.
this kind of people that I wasn't aware of, and I've actually was I wrong? And then I was like, oh no, that's a joke, Julia. Nice.
Yeah. Right. Please continue, and I will not interrupt anymore with crap jokes.
I'll admit that I think one of the reasons is that this book annoys me so much is that it comes for me because basically, so like I think me personally, the world that I live in, is like when I'm not doing game stuff, the people I hang out with and like my interests are quite, I guess, like artsy, literary kind of things.
Yeah.
Like my partner's in the book world. A lot of my friends, like they work in publishing. I've written fiction. I studied in the past classical music, so I'm sort of like, I guess, in the world of those more traditional arts when I'm not doing game dev stuff. So like a lot of people in those kind of worlds really like this book. And I think, I mean, okay, like a question for you guys, like what do you think about like the conversation of like, are games literary? Like, can games have as good as stories as books and films? Like, are games respected as an art form? What do you think about that?
Red Dead 2 was a freaking emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
And
Ghost of Tsushima as well.
So,
Yeah.
and I know these are AAA games and people constantly say they're not that great, but honestly, the story writing behind Red Dead Revolution, but both 1 and 2, I think are phenomenal. Like, they're great. And, like, I watch, like, films, and they're better than any Western film storyline for decades and things like that. And if you're comparing them to Western books, Western story like films, which you would do because they're in the same kind of category, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can knock them. So yeah, I'm trying to think if I ever cried over a video game. Potentially not. But
If there's an animal dying, usually me.
so yeah,
That's-
no, but
that's just cheap-
no,
that's
they
just
are.
cheap,
I do, yeah, like literary wise, yeah, definitely. I think if you can, if you can if you can fix a bike, you can fix a fighter plane kind of line. But
Yeah.
if you can write
you can fix
book,
a fire plane.
yeah, if you can write a book, you could write a video game story, right? And it's vice versa. I think if you can write a good video game story, you could write a good storybook or a good film line or a good like film.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. And for me, the fact that games, so for me, the fact that games are art forms, the fact that they are literary, the fact that they are, for me, this is obvious. This is like, as you say, like Red Dead, but even before that, like we've been making art games for a long time. Like Hideo Kojima goes way back.
Yeah.
Like
Final Fantasies and yeah.
exactly, like games, interactive fiction, for the first video games were kind of, text-based interactive fiction. For me, it is so obvious, and I don't even I can't even be bothered to talk about it because it's just, for me, it's like games are just another medium, right? Like it's like saying like, oh, our games are, it's like it's stupid. It's like,
Wasn't
it's just
it
a medium.
the largest grossing medium last year? Just gonna throw that one out there.
Film and music is better than combined.
Yeah. So
Yeah, exactly. 110%. Like, we know this, and I don't even feel the need to like fight my case. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a legitimate writer, just like you. And I know I am. As you say, I can write a game, I can write a book. It's fine. But like that, just because this is obvious to us, does not mean that this is obvious to other sections of society. And I think like tomorrow, and I guess this is almost a good thing. Like the kind of people that that this book is a breakout book to a demographic who like maybe weren't aware of this, and it did like make them see games in like a more artsy way, because the games that the developers are making in this novel are quite artsy, and it's also talking about like the story is talking about great games like as a creative endeavor. You know, that's what the storyline is. So like it's sort of, so in a way that's good. It made people who maybe didn't know what we all know realize that games are a serious creative medium. But that to me personally is annoying because like so you'll get like I'm in an overpriced wine bar in Finsbury Park speaking to some Oxbridge educated publisher girlie who's lovely, lovely. If you're listening to this, I doubt it, but you're lovely. And then she's like, yeah, I feel this book like really made like gaming mainstream. And I'm like, babe, come on. Come on. It's already mainstream,
I'm going to throw this
please.
out there. If any book made gaming mainstream, it's going to be Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
if you could argue that, then you could sit there and go, actually, it's probably Ready Player One, which was turned into a film because it was so renowned as
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly, 100%. So this is not actually a criticism for the book. It's just something the book has brought to light something about the culture at large, which because of the circles I move in, I find irritating. So that's actually not the fault of the book. But I do find it annoying that that is now our ambassador because there is most of the criticisms thus far have not been serious. There is one serious criticism I have of this book. Essentially, the book alludes to a game, not a video game. It's kind of like a sort of like a board game, or
Yeah.
like an in-person game called Train by a female game developer called Brenda Romero. Um, Train, I won't spoil it because again, it's quite it covers some heavy stuff, but it's when you study game design, like at university as I did, you'll study Train because it was like really influential, and it's not a video game. It's not a game that makes lots of money, but it is for those of us who study game design academically. It is extremely influential, and it's very powerful to a lot of people. And tomorrow referenced this game, but did not credit Brenda Romero. And even worse, when they were called out for this by the game dev community, there's a rock paper shotgun article about this. The publisher doubled down and basically said that because it wasn't a video game or because it wasn't like cited in an academic work, they didn't have to, which I just find so irritating. Because speaking of, we should be having like as video game devs, we should be having creative solidarity with other types of game devs, whether they're making escape rooms or puzzles, puzzle games, or like murder mysteries, whatever. We should ultimately we're all like in related fields, and we should stick up for each other. And I also, the book has some themes of female game developers not getting credit for their work, and then she goes and doesn't credit this female game developer, and when given a chance to apologize and learn from that mistake, doubles down. And that's just like, before this happened, like the book, I found the book annoying, but like it wasn't actually like it was just annoying to me. But this is actually a legitimate criticism, and I highly doubt Gabrielle Zivin is apologies if I mispronounced her name, is listening to this podcast. But if she is, just credit Brenda Romero. You lose nothing. Just apologize. Just credit her. Everyone wants you to, and it's weird that you're not doing it. That's it.
Yeah, because obviously, like more people will probably know John Romero, but Brenda Romero is just as influential, if not more, because together, obviously, I think they got their own studio now, Romero Games, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, just as important. People have probably for years just thought when they hear the surname Romero in games, they thought, oh, John Romero. But Brenda's just as important.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's a valid. That's quite valid reason to put it in.
yeah,
Definitely.
no, it's like I've said, I've just kind of read the quick blurb kind of Wikipedia here, and it just seems like one of them. She's tried to touch on every issue in the world at once. I know that sounds really bad.
Yeah, that's another like the book tries to do too much. I mean, look, it's quite that's just a write like it's a very readable book. Like she can write. I don't. Some people find her prose style like YA and annoying. I also have a YA and annoying prose style, so I quite like that actually. But like, look, if you like this book, that's fine. But these are my opinions. I think it's overrated, and I think it should go into room 101.
I to think
You can't say that. We're going to be sued.
no.
mean,
On that,
I
yeah,
No.
I. That's what the whole point of Room 101 is for someone to come in and
Yeah.
absolutely rant for 20 minutes, and I'm fully
Yeah.
fucking here for it. Excuse my French.
That's probably the first. That's probably the first one we've had like a proper.
Yeah, Ian kind of went in on tech size for about 5 minutes, but not quite to that. I'm fully here for it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's what it's about, and like you can tell, it's like it really touches. Like I'm just gonna go through the blurb and kind of just trigger warning. It touches on leukemia, so like cancer. It touches on Nazis. It touches on mental health issues, war veteran, depression, mental health, pregnancy, postmortem. Like you can't. It's like you've said. She's trying to chuck everything. Yeah, it's. I don't think I'm gonna be reading it because it seems like there's too much. But let's get to something positive, which is Julia. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so glad Cameron, you messaged Cameron, like honestly, because we're about giving people opportunities to talk about stuff, and I honestly adore the sound of your game.
Thank you.
And it's what it's about, and I love people that kind of being someone like very much like yourself, got my redundant, kind of jumped off the cliff into the cold water and went, fuck it, I'll give it a go. I love a story like that, and a successful story where you've managed to create your game, launch it, and it's a passion project that's turned into something like actually that's been launched is amazing. I love that. So yeah, thank you for giving up a small segment of your Sunday afternoon to come and talk to us. As always, you will find links to the game in the dump, and we'll probably highlight your Instagram page.
We'll probably highlight the rock paper shotgun article as well.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do a couple of things like that. So in the dump, you'll see it. I'm gonna definitely play the game, and we'll probably do something about that myself. And I'm gonna send it to a few people that are elder emos in the games industry and play games that I think will love it. So yeah, hopefully that will help. But no, thank you so much again for coming on, Julia. Cameron, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, you pretty much covered everything. Happy to have a good rant.
Yeah, we love it. We love a rant. Honestly, it's great.
Kind of ruined the flow with my crap joke. I apologize for that. But
no, I loved your joke. I loved your joke.
Great.
It was great. It just took me a second. That was just a neurodivergent delay.
Yeah. Happens to me all the time.
Very funny. Once I got it, it just.
I've been to an event, and then I've come home and suddenly been in bed just about to go see. Thought, oh, that's what he meant. And start laughing.
It's so
it's happened to me. But yeah. So yeah, pretty much covered. I think been a great episode. All the links will be in the dump below, and yeah, it's time for the outro with Wobbles.
So we will be back. I am on a week's break. We will be releasing a football special as well this week, so keep an ear out for that one. As always, I've been the Wobbly Gamer,
and I've been Cameron.
Oh, sorry, my name's Julia.
That's brilliant. Thank you for listening. Catch you all soon.
Bye.